My name is Alice Ohome. I'm teaching in Juri School in Maragua District. It's a boys' school. I teach mathematics. I've been teaching for almost 20 years now, and I like it. Before the SMASSE Project, I always believed that there is nothing practical in mathematics, and there was nothing to smile at in a class. But with SMASSE, I have learned that I can smile and laugh in my class. Changed my classroom, giving us life, teaching and learning, reviving us.
Kenya is a country located on the east coast of Africa. The country has witnessed rapid modernization centered around its capital, Nairobi. Its National Development Plan aims to transform Kenya into an industrialized country by 2020. The country is moving forward with a national commitment to industrialization. Led by the Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA, a new initiative, a working group on mathematics and science education, was launched within the Association for the Development of Education in Africa in the spring of 2005. A ceremony to celebrate the launch of the ADIA working group was held in Nairobi, Kenya on March the 30th and 31st, 2005. Previous to this, JICA had launched the SMASSE Project in 1998, which has since been working to improve the quality of mathematics and science education in Africa. Today, JICA has extended its activities to Sub-Saharan Africa, working jointly with governments and academic professionals in many African countries.
Ladies and gentlemen, with these remarks, it is now my very great pleasure to declare the Working Group Mathematics and Science officially launched. Thank you very much indeed.
For many years, Kenya has placed a special emphasis on mathematics and science education, but it had failed to achieve satisfactory results. In secondary education, students were fully aware of the importance of mathematics and science education and worked hard to improve their performance. However, they couldn't see that their hard work was paying off. The reasons behind this were believed to be the overloaded curriculum, insufficient school facilities and equipment, as well as the lack of academic skills among students resulting from the quality of mathematics and science education at the primary school level.
People had several ways of explaining why mathematics and science was not performed well. One of them was that we did not have laboratories, and there had been a project to construct laboratories, but results did not improve. And when we moved around, we found that there were enough materials and chemicals.
物がないというのは事実であるけれども、必ずしも全くないわけでもない。ということから、教員のキャパシティを向上すればもうちょっと良くなるんじゃないかというところで、そういうのが入り口ですね。
Basically, I was just teaching using the chalkboard and chalk and talk. It was tiring, very, very exhausting. Always writing, doing sums, and I was marking. I am sure I was a very boring teacher.
Previously, mathematics and science were taught mostly through lecture-based instruction, using only a blackboard and chalk, with almost no experiments and activities. Teachers just concentrated on completing a heavy syllabus for the year and were too busy to use creative ways of teaching or even think about doing so. It was found that the root of the problem lay in this teacher-centered pedagogical method that caused the decline in the quality of mathematics and science education.
In the dialogue between us and JICA, it was realized that one of the major weaknesses was in the delivery of curriculum by the teachers who are recruited by TSE, and these teachers it was felt lacked enough pedagogical skills to deliver maths and science.
As a result of that, The government of Kenya requested the government of Japan if they can assist us to improve on the teaching standards, especially building the capacity of the teachers in terms of skills upgrading.
What needed to be done first in order to improve the lecture-based teaching was to change the attitude of the teachers. In order to achieve this, SMASSE, the Strengthening of Mathematics and Science in Secondary Education project, was started in July 1998.
教師の職業意識の問題で、それを変えていかなあかんということです。この研修の核になるのは、教師のその能力というのはもっとメンタルな倫理的な面からの思想改善みたいなのが必要だ。そういうことです。
The SMASSE project focuses on training current teachers of mathematics and science. Its goal is to strengthen the quality of mathematics and science education in Kenya by improving lessons taught in classrooms through in-service education and training, or INSET. Teachers participating in SMASSE training learn the ASEI&PDSI approach. In order that students can learn to find their own answers, teachers must plan lessons by focusing on the four following elements. A stands for activity, such as group discussion. S stands for student, who is the center of the lesson. E stands for experiment, and I stands for improvisation. A lesson which includes these elements is called an assay lesson. In order to make an assay lesson possible, teachers should plan, which means prepare lesson plans prior to teaching a class. Do, in other words, teach the lesson. C, evaluate the lesson and students' understanding after each class. And finally, improve, which requires the teacher to utilize evaluation results to create better lessons. In the SMASSE project, this PDSI approach is used as a tool to make the assay lesson work. As part of their training, all participants work together to share and exchange each other's knowledge and skills. Teachers learn how to give assay lessons through the experience they gain during training.
Before we came into the program, we were learning very much about, on what we are being taught in colleges. But now with what we are gaining from here, one thing we are realizing is that there are so many activities that can be done in class that can make students very interested in the learning of science compared to what we were doing in the past.
Before I joined the program, I used to teach mainly in theory. Most of my lessons were theory. But nowadays, I've discovered that I can have very many activities, hands-on activities, that makes the lesson better.
I feel strongly that this is a program that has made the work of a teacher much more easy, especially the chemistry teacher, because it has gone further to simplify concepts that appeared very abstract, very theoretical. Therefore, I feel the teacher is benefiting and the learner is benefiting to a large extent.
We believe that when you see something, it sticks in your mind. But when you're just told, it doesn't stay. So when you see and do, the knowledge sticks better.
Me as a teacher who have been in the profession for a long time, have been in the profession for 22 years, I realized that we require a lot of changes because beforehand we have been having a lot of theory work due to lack of insufficient apparatus, but now we are seeing from SMASSE the importance of improvising so that we can do more hands-on activities to improve the learner's ability to retain the knowledge. So this is why SMASSE is very important to the young teachers who are coming to the profession, and more to us, because I'm also realizing that there is a lot of change which has been inflicted in me.
Oh yes, I would like to tell my colleague teachers that we have to change. When we have changed, our students will also change. We will not be bored in class. I wish every teacher can have a chance to taste SMASSE and embrace it. The environment is different. We have students who are just waiting for a maths lesson. It never used to happen. They used to, all the time, it's maths. But now, they will always write a sum on the board, and they're asking me, teacher, what can we use to explain that sum?
Yes, I like biology, and I found the lesson really interesting, especially the experiments. And we learned a lot, just reminding ourselves of what we've done before and how you're supposed to draw the diagrams, what not to do and what to do.
Sometimes we're in class, we learn the theory, then we come to the laboratory and do the practical. And I like the practical lessons most. I loved the practical parts for looking at the specimens under the microscope. Yeah, more practical lessons.
A 2-week national inset is conducted once a year for each district trainer.
The first time they came, I think that 2 weeks seemed to be too long, and they did not know what to expect from us. But when they came and we started giving this kind of activities, they started getting interested, and we have seen a lot of change in attitude, from negative attitude to positive attitude, and they have enjoyed this training session.
There are about 20,000 secondary school teachers teaching mathematics and science in this country. This is not possible to train all of them in one center. That is why we have district centers like this one, Jiri School, and we train each other, and then we go to the classes and disseminate the same information to the students.
Teachers who complete national inset go back to their district and train other teachers as district trainers during periods when the schools are not in session. This training method is called the cascade system. Existing school facilities are used as district inset centers.
We did not bring in foreign things to the recipients. So we made use of the facilities that were existing at that particular time. And we continue to make use of those facilities. So in the district level or at the district level, at the local level, we are using existing schools as inset centers.
This being the biggest secondary high school in Morango district, and being a SMASSE center, so that we can sustain this project even after the JICA assistance, so that we can continue promoting the teaching of science and mathematics.
I'm hoping that SMASSE is here to stay and that it can go on to all parts of the country and everywhere, because with SMASSE we are learning a lot of things, how to improvise, how to use locally available materials to do our lessons better, and basically we're able to take together with us the other teachers in our departments to help improve our classes. So we are hoping that it is here to stay and it can go to all other parts.
The SMASSE Project carried out national inset for approximately 400 district trainers from 15 districts over a 5-year period until June 2003. Trainers who went through this program then went on to conduct training in their district. As a result, improvements were seen in mathematics and science lessons. The number of students benefiting from the improved lessons totaled about 180,000.
フェーズ1を見た全国に中学校の校長会とかがね、ケニア政府に全部でやろうしてほしい。
After the pilot, an evaluation was carried out, and the facts were then established in the 15 districts that were covered in the first phase. It's obvious that SMASSE has had a direct and very positive impact on the teaching of maths and science in Kenya, and therefore is having direct contributions to the future scientists and technologies in this country.
These activities confirm the efficacy and sustainability of the training system. The SMASSE project was extended to cover the whole country under Phase 2 of the project, starting in July 2003. Today, the number of Kenyan staff members at the National Inset Centre has increased from 29 to 61. They implement nationwide teacher training programs at training facilities provided by the Kenyan government called SMASSE, the Centre for Mathematics, Science and Technology Education in Africa. Currently, there are more than 100 district inset centres and about 1,000 district trainers in Kenya. The SMASSE project has brought a huge change to mathematics and science education in Kenya.
I was so happy to become one of the trainers because that gave me a new beginning in my classes. I have changed, I agree, SMASSE has really changed me, and it has gone to the students. My students have also changed positively. They are waiting for something new every day.
One of the main initiatives of Phase 2 is the establishment of SMASSE-WECSA, an association for networking countries in the Sub-Saharan region. 36 member countries that share the same problems participate in this network in order to share in Kenya's experience of improving the quality of mathematics and science education. SMASSE-WECSA is expanding its activities centered around its Nairobi headquarters. The first SMASSE-WECSA conference was held in Kenya in 2001. Since then, it's been held every year in different locations in Africa, including Ghana and South Africa, with an increasing number of participating countries each year. In 2004, a training session to promote the ASEI&PDSI approach was held. A total of 127 teacher training professionals from 18 countries around Kenya were invited to attend. With increased information sharing and mutual understanding, the network of mathematics and science education professionals in African countries is steadily beginning to expand.
If we have to succeed in the SMASSE-WECSA countries, then we have to look for ownership, we have to look for sustainability. What we need to do is to commit ourselves, offer more training, capacity building opportunities, and continue with sensitization in member countries. It's a big challenge, but I'm confident, borrowing from the Kenyan example, we can make it.
Today, efforts are being made to promote the SMASSE project at the national level throughout Africa, through collaboration between the SMASSE-WECSA Association and the NEPAD Secretariat, as well as through partnership with ADIA.
If this collaboration is well implemented, SMASSE-WECSA will be a continental project. It will demonstrate a success story on how best an African program can be implemented.
Well, I think it's an international perception that science and mathematics are difficult subjects. So given the right opportunity and given the right experiences, I think we can encourage more of our students to go into science and mathematics careers.
The SMASSE project will continue to strengthen the quality of mathematics and science education in member countries throughout Africa, focusing on implementing a nationwide training program in Kenya based on the ASEI&PDSI approach and promoting higher quality lessons in mathematics and science based on the ASEI&PDSI approach in every country in Africa.
JICA started its cooperation in basic education sector for
これはね、国の発展であり子どもの発展でありますから、国づくりであり人づくりなんです。これはもうどこの国も共通したことですね。 The joy to teach, the joy to learn、 それがですね、専門職の基本的な私は生き方だと思っております。
教育いうのはね、いろんなこと言われるけど、建物もなし何でもなしでも教育ができるわけです。もう毛の下でやったっていうわけです。で先生がしっかりしておれば。だから教育いうのは物でもなければ金でもない。教育の一番の根幹にあるのは教師の質だと思いますね、私は。
I think that I have learned from implementing this project is the need for ownership both of the problem and the solution by the people who are the beneficiaries. So that is very wonderful for me, has been very wonderful for me.
Any initiative must have ownership and sustainability. This is the lesson that we have learned from the SMASSE Project, and I'm confident that we will have ownership and sustainability in Africa.
アフリカの近代化に重要なのは、そういう科学的思考の開発というのが重要な。だから非常に時間かかる。ですから、まあ我々はこれをいつまでも援助する必要はないけど、多分定着していくんやと思いますよ、アフリカ人の中に。諦めたらあかんと。誰かが続けていかなアフリカの近代化は起こらない。
In my school, the future dream is to make this school a center of excellence for the girl child in this country. And therefore, we are working hard to influence the children here, because they are girls, to love science and mathematics. And I'm happy to report that many of our girls are very enthusiastic, particularly in taking physics, a subject that many had feared. But now, we have quite a number of them doing physics, we have quite a number of them doing mathematics and enjoying it. And so my dream is to make this school a center of excellence.
And let them make friends with science. That is my wish, that they develop that friendship with science. If they happen to be teachers, let them also show the others exactly simplify science and make it interesting, especially in a class situation like I've tried to do with them.
I'd like to be a teacher, a biology teacher, because my teacher has really inspired me and made all my biology lessons really interesting. Yeah, and like to share the experience with other people.
I like chemistry and biology.
I like chemistry, I like physics and biology.
Chemistry, it is a subject that it is interesting, and also it motivates students when they are studying it.
Because I want to venture in the world of science so that I can do some researches and understand more about science and more about life.
I like studying physics the most. All I have to do is that I have to be very good at my sciences, my mathematics especially, because that is what my teachers are always telling me, that I have to be good at if I want to become that civil engineer in future.
In the future, I would like to be a teacher, especially a teacher of biology, math or physics, whichever. I would like to be a teacher of that. The message I would like to tell my teachers is that you continue teaching with a wholehearted, because when you impact a generation, then it goes to the fourth and many other generations. Then your knowledge will not have been wasted.
Teaching of science and mathematics will create a new society. That society will have their own tradition, whereby math and science will not be seen as difficult, but will be seen as important elements of life.
I wish to tell my colleague teachers in the whole continent of Africa that if they would embrace the project SMASSE, this would change the classrooms. It will give life in our classrooms. And giving us life in our classrooms, that will give us a better nation. Let us embrace SMASSE, because this is what will give us life in this country.